Alf, is anybody still having fun in the sports card hobby? I feel like sometimes when I read my comment section that I'm going crazy, like I'm in the Twilight Zone or something. Before I dive into today's topic, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com. For all the baseball card collectors out there, there is a promo for baseball cards with COMC offering 30% off all select and elite baseball submissions. This promo does stack with fresh pulls, so you can get submissions as low as 35 cents, and it runs until March 8th. So you do have a couple more weeks. Make sure to take advantage. Visit the link, the COMC link in the video description or in the pinned comments below. All right, I thought it would be fun to address just kind of an overwhelming negative sentiment in my comment section here. A little lately, I've noticed it more. I've noticed it kind of like ramping up. But the thing that I don't understand is if you look at the card hobby the way that it is now compared to what we've had from years ago over the last few years, I think that we're actually in the best spot that we've been in 5 years for buying into cardboard, for actually collecting, investing, speculating, whatever you want to call it. I think that we're like after 5 years, we are to a more normal point in the card hobby market, whatever you want to call it. And yet all I see is so much just complaining about all sorts of different things. One thing I will say is new product is still too expensive. That's something that it's been talked about. It's clear. Look, when Prism's got $900 hobby boxes, but hey, if people are going to buy them, if breakers are going to buy them and sell off breaks and sell it all off, then it's going to be $900. Hell, it might be $1,000 if they just keep on buying them. If we buy them at that price, then it'll stay that price. Opening packs and boxes has always been a losing proposition. It's just now the stakes are a lot higher. In 1990, when I was opening up packs, I didn't have to buy a whole box. I didn't have to buy a box of 36 packs. I could buy individual packs, and it was like $1 for a pack. Now, even if you buy retail, it's $30, $40, $50 for, whatever, a few cards that are in this box. And of course, hobby boxes quite a bit more. But you got to pick your spots. There are certain products that are, $90 for a hobby box. And maybe it doesn't have the huge glamorous hits that you might have. It doesn't have those magic tickets, doesn't have those lottery tickets in there for you, but it's still cards. If you're a card collector, maybe you're not worried about maybe getting a $10,000 card that's in the set. It's all a give and take. I mean, hell, we had a case of 79 O-Pee-Chee hockey, of course, the Wayne Gretzky rookie card in that set. It just sold for $3.7 million for a case of 79 O-Pee-Chee hockey. It's an iconic set for not just hockey card collectors, but for sports card collectors. If they open that case, if anybody opens that case, they're losing millions of dollars. It is simply $3.7 million because of the fact that it's enclosed, that it has not been opened. I think they said something like in a case you could expect, I don't know, what was it, like 30 or 35 or 40 Wayne Gretzky rookie cards or something, some number of the Wayne Gretzky rookie cards. And if they all get 7, 8, 9, and that's probably best case scenario, people are not going to get 10s out of those. Or maybe even if they get 110, it still wouldn't pay for the $3.7 million. That is a glamorous item because I don't believe there's known to be another one that exists, at least right now, that's been unearthed. That case of 79 O-Pee-Chee. So it's always this thing of when you open packs, when you open boxes, typically it's a losing proposition unless you hit the massive hit or whatever. And of course, part of the issue with the marketing now, and I'm not blaming breakers for this, I understand how the marketing works. They're not going to show the 9 hours a lot of times of them breaking through stuff and getting nothing. You're going to see a lot of the highlights on social media because people have a really short attention span. They're going to watch the 10, 20, 30 seconds of the monster hit coming out. And of course, that's all exciting and whatever. But that is like the 30 seconds of amazingness in the 3-hour break. But now we're in 2024 and this is not new news. Everybody knows at this point that if you buy into a break or if you open up a hobby box, you are taking a chance and you might not get the amount of money back in cards that you spent on that box. It's not 2015 or 16 or 17 or 18 or even 2020. It is now 2024. It's got to be treated like a hobby. If that's what you like to do, when you go and play golf, after you're done with your round of golf, they don't give you your money back after playing golf. When you go and put gas in the boat and you go fishing and you get the bait and everything and you spend hundreds of dollars to go fishing that day, If you don't catch anything, they don't give you the money back. If you go to a theme park with your family and you spend thousands of dollars at Disney, at the end of it, they're not like, oh, I'm glad you had such a great time. Here's your money back. It doesn't work like that. And this is a hobby in the same way. So people that are opening boxes, that are opening packs, at this stage in the game, we should understand it. There's nothing really to complain about. And then also people that are just kind of like making fun of those that are getting into the breaks and opening up the boxes, maybe they just want to do that. Maybe that's just how they want to spend their money. Everyone is so quick to, haha, you lost money or you blew your money here. Meanwhile, maybe they're smokers and they're blowing money on tobacco every month or whatever. You know, I mean, like everyone's got their stuff that they do for their hobby. So I don't understand why everybody has to comment on, you know, or like, oh my God, you bought a box of cards and you lost all your money. Who cares? It's their damn money. Maybe they got a lot of enjoyment out of opening up the box, or maybe they open up that one box and are like, all right, you know, maybe we won't do that again. On the other side of this coin, the singles market has gotten cheap over the last 5 years. If you are a buyer of singles, you're waiting for the boxes to be opened because a lot of times the big hit out of the box might be a $300 card. It might cost you $300, $400, $500 for that card, as opposed to buying the $100 box, $200. It's like basically the cost of buying a couple of boxes. You can get one of the monster hit cards. So that, for me, that's how I like to do it. You know, look, I'm not buying, you know, Black Prism 1 of 1, you know, cards, rookies that are going to be 6 figures. You know, if I want the latest Prism Gold Breeze, I'm just going to look for it. I'm just going to look for it as it pops out and someone will send it to me. Hey, did you see this? You know, there it is. And I'll try to bid on it, as opposed to hoping that I'm going to open up a box that has it. That's just not my style. It's no secret that 99% of cards, that the singles market is down. If you are a collector, what's like, it's a great time. It's a great time to be buying. If you're a speculator, now is a much better time to be speculating than 2020, 2021. You know, stuff has corrected back. Now, you want to argue about it, could it go down more? Of course, you can argue, like everyone's got to make their own decision, and it's going to vary depending on what kind of cards are you looking at. Some of them, I have to believe, have flattened out. Maybe they're not going to go down much more, if any. Maybe they'll go up a little bit. Heaven forbid, right? But the access to great prices on singles, it's every single day. Go on any of these auction houses, go on eBay. There's stuff that's popping up and you're like, oh man, the stuff's coming out of the woodwork. Depending on whatever you collect, the singles market and buying into the singles market, it's a fantastic time. The best that it's been in 5 years. Third-party grading, it's the cheapest that it's been going back 4 or 5 years. And the turnaround times are the fastest for these companies than it's been for 3, 4, 5 years. That's why we're seeing a lot of this grading data. I'm still surprised it's as high as it is, frankly. But look, you know, there was a time when PSA was shut down for almost a year. You know, there was a time when SGC was backed up, BGS backed up, everybody was backed up. Prices were a lot higher, you know, to grade an individual card. Now, it's pretty inexpensive. Pick your grading company that you like. And you can go and grade cards, and it doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to grade cards. Card shows. Oh, you want to connect with people? Card shows are busy as all get out. You want to connect with like-minded individuals? Well, you know, 5, 6 years ago, it was pretty stagnant out at the card shows. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, card shows were pretty flat. They are busy. Card shows are very busy. There's a lot of interest. And so if you want to go out, even my local show here where I am, it's grown tremendously. Going back a few years, there was nobody out there. Half of the building was full of tables and the other half was just like a little like ghost town. Like they had nothing to put in it. Now they're trying to jam as many tables as they possibly can at my local show. And you're seeing the same thing. The last year's national, the record attendance beat out Anaheim going back to the last big boom from 1990, 1991. Now granted, populations have gone up since then, but still there's tremendous interest. There's a lot of people that are involved. There is an actual community. You know, 10 years ago, there wasn't much, not like there was today. And some people argue with me like, yeah, there was a tremendous community. Look, it's all relative, okay? Maybe there was a great community 10 years ago, but it's that much multiplied more now. It just is. You can't argue it. Card shops are reinvesting. My local card shop here, Cardiacs, I think they just said that they opened up another location. And I watched them reinvest into their store. They were in kind of a shopping plaza, and now they're in like a 2-story building. Really nice build out and everything. Card shops reinvesting into building out a larger shop, trying to offer more services for local collectors, speculators, whatever. That is something, look, guys, when we go back, in time, a lot of rundown card shops, and frankly, I kind of like the rundown card shop. I have some nostalgia for that. I talk about this all the time. 30 years ago, you'd go into a card shop, there's actually like guys smoking cigarettes in there in a cardboard shop, keep that in mind. But there's something to it. I think I've just got nostalgia for it. But man, card shops have come a long way from what they used to be. So you have busy card shows, you have card shops, busy card shops. You've got a singles market that is just right there. Whatever, if you're collecting certain players, it's right there for you. Are there stupid moron scammers in the hobby? Yes, there are. And you know what's great? Social media does a fantastic job of finding these people, calling them out. There has never been more calling out scammers than there is today. It's not just on blowout forums. Now there's YouTube and IG. There's a heavy emphasis on this, which is great. There should be. But even that, I know it gets a lot of attention. Out of all the transactions that are done every day, think about all the transactions, buying and selling and trading, all the transactions that happen in the hobby on a daily basis, hourly, every minute. How many of those transactions are a scam, some sort of a scam? 0.001%? It's really low. It's got to be really low. I don't have the data. Someone's going to fire back at me. You don't have any data to back up that statement. I don't need it because it's just common sense. It's common sense that, with all the cards that are selling on eBay, on all the auction houses, the card show deals, are some of them scams? Yes. Are there unscrupulous people that are trying to hang around and weasel and try to, get money out of people? Absolutely, just like every industry there is. But I like the fact that we're at a pretty good place where there's call out culture. Someone does something stupid, it gets called out. If someone does something scammy, illegal, fraudulent, it gets called out. And it should. So this is not a don't call out stuff. I want it to be called out. I call that stuff out on my channel as well. But I also don't want people, especially people that might be getting in, thinking that that is the norm, that like 1 out of 5 transactions is some sort of a scam, because that's just not reality. All right, guys, that's all I've got. I know that many will come with your anger and your complaints and this sucks and blah, 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 your hair's dumb and Alf is stupid. Just leave Alf out of it, actually. You can talk about me, but just leave Alf out of it. And it's all good. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.